What is going on, Colts Nation? Here's Jamal and I'm Eric, your co-host of the Colts Cast.
What up?
Look, the Cleveland Browns are cooked. They are 1-6 on the year. Deshaun Watson is out for the season. The trade deadline is right around the corner. It's time to start selling for the Browns. And if you're a Browns fan, you've been through this cycle many times, but here you go again. Except you guys have some stud players, and it's time to acquire some future assets for them and start the rebuilding process. Now, on the flip side, in Indianapolis, we're a winning football team. And man, wouldn't it be nice to add someone like Myles Garrett to our defensive line? But the question, as it always is it worth it, Jamal? Is the price too high? Would it even make a difference? Could we even pull it off? Let's have some real fun this episode. What's the verdict? Trade for Myles Garrett or stay away?
Well, I want y'all to tell us too. Drop your comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. Let us know you're here, and let us know in the comments what you think. If you think the Colts should pursue Myles Garrett, do you think it's actually a realistic thing to, or if you think it's just kind of it could happen, but it ain't gonna happen. Let us know your thoughts below. But Eric, it's hard because when we think about the Colts, I mean, I'll be the first person to tell you that I would give up the capital that the Browns wanted to get Garrett in the blue and white. There's no question. I'm doing it.
You would?
I would. Now, with that being said, I can't speak for the rest of the organization. But the Colts are 24th in sacks this year. Only 14 so far this season. We have generated virtually like zero pressure on quarterbacks this year. I think, and to hit sacks. So I shouldn't say we generate zero pressure because we have generated pressure, but the pressure has not been enough to get the quarterbacks down for the sacks. So I think someone like Myles Garrett, it will be a great addition to the squad. I think it'll take a lot of players I think it'll take a lot to get him via players or draft picks or both. It's just a matter of what we think he'll weigh out. Of course, he is on a pretty big contract right now, so the Colts would be looking to have to absorb that contract and some money. I think his contract goes through 26, I believe. And we're talking about a team that has a cap space. I know, but then it always goes back to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Value Ballard himself, Mr. We like our guys.
Hey, you're right though. You ain't wrong.
I'd rather cheap out and save money and never have zero intentions to use that money. I don't want to elevate my team. I want to stay mediocre. Mr. Chris Ballard himself. So I think the Colts may call the Browns just to entertain, to see what they want. The reality of it is when Chris Ballard knows that we have our sack leader coming back, potentially coming back next year, Mr. Samson Ibukam, he's going to say to himself, why would I go out and use capital? Why would I go out and spend money on someone like Myles Garrett when I could wait to get Samson Ibukam back? So to tell you in a nutshell, Eric, would I pursue Myles Garrett if I were the Colts? Absolutely. I would want to see what they want for him. I would see how I can make this work. But I think the hard truth, the reality that everyone knows is that Value Ballard ain't doing it. He wouldn't do it on the cornerback position. He wouldn't do it at the safety position. He ain't going to do it at the defensive end position when he used his number 15 pick this year to pick up a defensive end.
Whew. You're probably not wrong, man. And, looking at Ibukam's contract, I mean, he's coming back next year. He'll be here through 2025. So, you're probably right about that. But Myles Garrett, I mean, he's, like you said, Jamal, he's an absolute beast, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, former Defensive Player of the Year. Like, sign me up, right? I mean,
absolutely.
This is a slam dunk, but everyone knows it. So, like you said, Jamal, what kind of assets, what kind of players would we have to give up? And we all know, and you just said it, Chris Ballard ain't about it. Conservative GM, we'll never know. We'll never know. But my opinion, so wait, you would want to trade for him if you could.
I would take him. Yeah, he's a new presence. I know that the blitz rate and all that stuff is not really there for us. But I feel like with someone like Garrett on the edge there, do you need to blitz as much when we have the third lowest blitz percentage? I think with someone like Garrett, who we know is a proven person who can cause a ruckus on the edge, he makes up for that. He makes up for that. So yes.
Dude lines up everywhere too.
Mm-hmm.
He is an absolute stud. My opinion is, you know, if we were a great 4-win team with aspirations of contending that looked competent on offense and adding one of the best, if not the best defensive player in the NFL could tip the needle into Super Bowl contender status, I would say, yeah, it's probably worth it. Look,
Mm-hmm.
he's going for at least 2 first-round picks and some. So the reality is, Myles Garrett is not going to move the needle for the Colts significantly enough. Look, double dipping into our defensive line, I I think it makes our defensive line arguably a top 3, in
Mm-hmm.
the NFL when healthy. We get Buckner back there, Woody Pay, Latu, all that. That's an immense defensive line. But look, Anthony Richardson, let's be honest right now. He's a project right now. And this offense, it's still in disarray. We're below the league average in points per game. We're dead last in completion percentage as a team. Anthony Richardson has the lowest completion percentage in the NFL. And he's dead last, or I'm sorry, and the Colts are dead last in time of possession. Myles Garrett doesn't have any of that really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just be honest. I mean, maybe the time of possession stuff. But then again, I'm not gonna lie to you, Jamal. If we were able to pull off this blockbuster trade, I'd be jumping out of my
Oh
boots. I mean,
yeah.
it would be like, oh my god, that would be amazing. Because he's a guaranteed upgrade to 31 other NFL football teams. He's generational talent, high level player on every snap. I just can't get behind mortgaging our future
Mm-hmm.
when we're trying to build our future today. So that's how I feel about it. The Cleveland Browns, they're 1-6 with Myles Garrett. I'm gonna just leave that right there. They're 1-6 with Myles Garrett. I know it's one player.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got 21 other players. They gotta be up there too. But I
We
agree with
do,
what you're saying.
but they got some good players,
They
and
do.
they're 1-6. Like Denzel Ward has been a really good corner for them. If we were 7-0 or 6-1, my answer probably changes. I would say do everything it takes. We're making a run this year. We're obviously a winning football team. I just think at this point there's a consensus among Colts Nation that we aren't legitimate contenders. So no need to give up multiple early round picks, day 1 picks, probably some day 2 picks, and a great player potentially, or just a young player for Garrett at this time. That's my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, and that's fine. But I don't think Myles Garrett makes us that team we need to be.
Yeah, I mean that's clear. I won't add much to that, but like you said, Myles Garrett, he's not gonna be the end all be all. Will he be a force and a presence force?
Oh
Absolutely
yeah,
from day one, yes. But he's not gonna elevate this team any more than where it stands right now. This we said before, and this team is not good right now. I mean, we're squeaking by above 500, but we're not good. But so he's not gonna make us great. He's gonna just make us be probably just a little better, and we're still gonna be not good because you hit the nail on the head with all those offensive stats you brought up because that's where those issues he can't be on both sides. All right, he can't get over
yeah,
there and do what we
and a
need to on
two-way
this side.
player.
Yeah, exactly. So
But
yeah, the reality is we all know Ballard ain't gonna entertain it. Like I said, he may give him a call just to mess with him and see what they wanted, but we know that we're not pursuing him. It's just not gonna happen. And I would love to be surprised, but I just know the reality of it is we're not gonna be surprised by any of this. So while it's a
let's be
pipe
hard
dream
though.
and while it yeah, I wish. While it's a pipe dream and while it sounds good and feels good on paper, would I love to have Garrett? Yes. Will we see Garrett in the blue and white? Never. Never, never, never.
I don't think so. Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we barely outdueled Tim Boyle, lost to Malik Willis. I mean, this is a team that is struggling to get something put together on offense. So while it might make our defense mighty and strong, like the Power Rangers or something, but it's not going to move the needle significant enough where we can make a huge run in the AFC, especially.
Mm-hmm. I'll leave it at that. I agree.
Yeah. So let us know what you think in the comments. We're all ears. We love to see everyone's opinion. You know, we're rocking with our opinions.
Yeah.
That's going to be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts. We'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all, take care.
Take it easy.